Hi, I'm Sonia, and I just want to talk a little bit about meditation and all the things that can happen when we meditate. And I'm very often asked by my students, when I meditate, my mind won't clear. And that is a myth of meditation that is very common, that very often we think, well, I can't meditate because my mind won't clear, so I'm not doing it right, so I won't do it. And mind will never clear. It's designed to think. We have so many thoughts a day, and it's the acceptance of knowing that, I think, was the big clincher for me. So I'll just take you through the stages of what happens when we meditate. So we'll explore them through a very small practice then after. So the first thing is we settle. So we get into a seat and we settle, we get comfortable. And then secondly, once we do that, we just start to focus on our breathing or whatever our object of attention is. It might be a mantra, it might be a visualization. And we just start to notice and witness or observe or just kind of watch our breath. And then the next thing what happens is very often when we notice that our mind is wandering from here to there, as it does, we might start to give ourselves a little bit of a hard time. So we go into that judgment stage. And that's very important to recognize. When we start to judge ourselves, then we notice and we just come back to our breath. And that's really the key, just to notice and be gentle with ourselves. And that brings us into the drifting. Our mind is constantly drifting from one thing to another. And that's part of meditation, that drifting. And when we accept that drifting, we just allow it. We keep bringing it back to the breath. So there's a drifting back and forward, back and forward. And then once we do that, we recognize, then we surrender to the drifting. So it's like we accept, yeah, mind is wandering, I'm bringing it back. So the more we surrender, the more we just start to settle. And then we drop into that stillness. Now, the stillness is not the goal. The gap or the complete quietness is not the goal. It may come, you might get a little glimpse of it, but the idea is just to sit and be with whatever is and to not have any expectation. There's nothing to do, just to sit and focus on your breath. And that's what meditation is. It is just simply sitting and focusing on your breathing. And that's it. So we'll do a little practice just before we go. So I just want you to settle. So get nice and comfortable and just closing your eyes, or you can have them softly open at a point ahead. There's no problem. So just getting nice and comfortable, taking a nice big breath in. So breathing in and sensing that breath all the way down and into your belly. And then just maybe noticing as you breathe out, maybe sensing the breath leaving your body. So some of us might prefer just to watch and listen to the breath. And maybe some of us find it better just to sense the breath moving in. And you might have your hand on your belly just to invite that breath down. So let's do that. Fill the belly. And breathing out. And we're just going to sit with the breath for a couple of moments. And just allow the belly to expand like a little balloon. And just filling the belly with that space with your breath. And out. And in. And watching, you're witnessing the breath. You're watching or sensing your breath. And now you might begin to notice if your mind is wandering a little bit. And notice if you're starting to judge. Just bringing it back to your breathing. Always holding yourself in that nice place of being a friend to yourself as you meditate. Just staying with the breath, feeling it in your belly. You might sense the belly expanding and relaxing. Nothing to do here, just to breathe. Surrendering to this breath. And you might notice there's a little bit of quietness now beginning to show itself, a little bit of stillness, even for just a moment. And if you hear sounds in your environment or sensations in the body, that's okay. That's all part of meditation. We live in a world of sounds. We just allow them to be there. And now, when you're ready, just breathing in deeply and opening your eyes. And there is your meditation. So I hope you enjoy that, and stay tuned for some more little meditations from me. Have a lovely day. Namaste.